I'll have to ask my manager.
Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Echoes from the Rift. Today we are joined by a very, very special guest, Indolent Lard. Indo, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hello. Thank you for having me here for the best month in terms of characters who are getting FR weapons and whatnot.
This really is your month, Indo.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
think
much.
there's one
Especially,
that could be better suited.
especially since Vivi and a Tifa rerun is around the corners. Yeah, pretty. Plus, we're
Are
getting
you
a 50
also
plus one.
are you also a fan of his?
Of course, yeah,
Hell yeah.
definitely.
How can you not be?
I think I'm
a VV fan?
inordinately excited
About Lion?
about him getting a burst in an FR.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
both at once is going to be very exciting for Vivi.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, especially his FR partner.
Oh boy.
I wonder why they're paired.
Look, it's because they're both fathers. There's nothing else that
Yeah,
it could
nothing
possibly be. There's
Yeah.
nothing else.
Nothing else at all. Not that.
You know, there's another dad in DFFOO who we could have been paired with.
Who could that be?
Cecil?
Cecil's not a great dad.
But he is a father.
He is a father, but he's not a great dad. We have to talk about great dads here, right? That was their explanation. Jack's not a great dad. I don't know about Jack.
I mean, look, he told Titus's mom to stop paying attention to him and pay attention to the kid. That's a pretty good dad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. And you know what?
And when he disappeared, he didn't disappear to go get a pack of smokes or because, he didn't love her anymore and he didn't pay, he did not pay child support because he didn't want to. He just wasn't there.
He just couldn't do it.
He was busy being a big monster.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Who cares?
Oh. Mino's in the chat. Hello there, Mino.
Of course, he would say
How's
that
it going,
Jack is a great dad.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Plus, he was a great athlete and therefore an excellent role model to his kid.
Yeah, he makes Braska's kit better.
He does make Braska better. You know what? Braska's great on his own.
Hey, there's another dad. He's a good dad.
Yeah, Braska's a good dad.
Yeah, that's another nice segue to another dad.
But Braska got used with Garnet, so he couldn't be paired with Vivi.
I don't know, because Kane has shown up in how many FRs?
One.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of
You're
burst
thinking of
animations?
BTs.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
I mean, I can't blame you. That's how many cameos he's gotten.
It's
to
just
the point
it's
where,
just all Kane all the time.
Pretty much.
yeah, you'll never running out of Canes.
Okay, we will switch over to the live screen here.
Kane is gonna be in all FF4 character BTs. Just watch.
Man, I want to see him in roses.
Fucking roses.
That would be so hilarious if he's just in the background, just watching from a distance.
The actual down bad flag.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
That's why he's jumping, so he can go hoist it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go down. I'm
So-
seeing the thing.
The thing.
You know, the PNG thingy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Too bad Ryan Gosling stays that way.
I know. I can't get
Oh
it
my
to work.
God.
Hey there, Theo. How are you doing today?
What
Oh,
up?
Um,
hello, Lightning Sim.
coming from you, Indo, I don't
Yeah,
think you
but
have the
don't,
right to call other people Sims.
yeah, don't worry.
I,
I
I
get to
mean,
call them.
they do recognize their own.
I recognize my own kind
Yeah.
Exactly.
because if it weren't for Lightning, we wouldn't have 7.
Pull across.
Yeah.
No, no,
No.
he's not.
Dash is horribly bad.
Who's Dash?
Oh, experiencing a bug.
Some character that didn't make it into this game.
So there may be some issues with the stream quality today in terms of buffering and everything. There is a thunderstorm and tornado warning going on in my area, so there may be some issues. I apologize for that, but I am trying my best here.
Good players get the weather.
Yeah, good players get the weather. Dash is Dash a better tank than Snow? You know what? We'll let Lion take that on. Lion, do you think Dash is a
Yeah.
better tank than Snow?
The
I'm
Dash
not
expert.
engaging. I'm not engaging with that at all.
He's tired. Well, at least we know that Snow is a better hero than Dash. I don't know.
I mean, he says it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dash
what's
is
true?
literally not a hero. Dash does not do much.
Yeah, what
Doesn't
did
he like throw himself into a fire and just
Yeah,
die?
yeah, yeah, exactly. He gets
Yeah.
Oh my
wiped
God.
like day one. Not a very
I
good
don't know.
hero.
I don't know that. Now I know.
FF3 spoilers, I guess.
I don't
Yeah, I'd never played Final Fantasy 3 either, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of someone's stream, and I was like, "Oh snap! Death showed up. That's cool." And
He's
like
the
20 minutes
janitor,
later,
right? Dash did not show up again afterwards.
he sure didn't.
Nope. So I'll do a quick overview of what happened since we last showed up. I did get the BT. I did go to pity for it, and I ended up getting 10 of each Garnet and Terra FR along the way. So let it be known that FRs are not a difficult weapon to get. So if you don't get it, you're not a good player. It's just that
FR
easy.
Echo for real.
Yeah, the FR echoed all the way into my inventory.
That rolled twice.
It's just horrible. Dash gave us the most annoying Lufenia enemies when he came out. Those birds are awful. And we'll get to experience them again very soon in Global, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. I mean, also the Dash Shinryu recently gave Cross a hard time, not too long ago.
Oh yes, very recently. Let's see. I can't remember if last time we were here I had a Warrior of Light at that time. This is not Historia Crux. This is Historia Crux Part 2 apparently, because this
memory
is my
serves-
second appearance.
If memory serves, when we were here last time, you were pulling for Warrior of Light on stream and didn't get him.
Well, now I have him.
Meanwhile, while we were talking, I think I tossed like 30 tickets at the banner, and I pulled his burst and his FR. So,
Look at this good
just
player.
saying.
Yeah, good play.
He's really. We'll talk about Warrior of Light later.
Yeah. Hey there, Alfie. I actually Alfie's on the banner for Warrior of Light, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I got Alfie and Shadow. I got both of his banner mates like super decked out, so that's all good. I managed to free pull Seven's kit.
Yeah.
Because of character enhancement point restrictions, I'm not going to build her just yet, but I do have it.
Eventually.
So eventually I'll do it. So yeah, there's the LD and the FR and the EX. So she's on the back burner, but she will be built eventually.
Look at that.
Don't worry, Indo. I had your back. I got 7 and I built her.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I
Uh,
did remember that Lion says he's having fun with 7.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
good.
We'll talk about that later
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pull Neon. So I think I'm planning to pull for Vivi, who's the next character, and my resources are still pretty low. So I think my account is no longer in the new player, quote unquote, phase of its existence, and I think it's more into like a mid-range player, and soon enough, I think it'll be fairly well situated into like vet status, but I think I'm at the point now where I can start being safe and skipping banners and not feeling like I need to desperately build up my roster quite so fast. But Indo, I believe you're new to JP, right?
Oh, yeah, indeed.
When did you start?
On the 29th of June, because it was right before the day before Garnet was released. Garnet FR was released on JP, so I immediately farmed a fuck ton of gems for Garnet.
Yeah.
And since hearing the news as well that Garnet FR and 7FR are coming, like holy shit. And then the infiltration report came in, and that silhouette is very similar, very familiar. So yeah.
So you knew right away.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, it's a call. JP is calling me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I responded to the call and made this JP account immediately.
Yeah.
Do
Hey
you
there,
plan
Yoshi.
on keeping up with it?
I won't take the account seriously. That's for sure, though.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
seriously?
I won't be giving it money like that.
Oh, for sure.
Although,
For sure.
yeah. Free to
I don't
play,
either.
by the way.
Yeah.
Free to play, by the way.
I'm a day
Day-
1,468 player, by the way.
Must be nice. I'll make it there before, unless the game goes EOS early.
Who's Iris Cross? I don't even know who that is.
From FF15.
Oh,
Gladio.
Gladio's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can just imagine them doing something like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, we got
Rosca all over.
we
again.
got Dorgan, so
Yeah.
I guess you can add anyone.
The possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
We can get
It's
it.
true.
Why are we enabling Indo? Listen, Indo enables me too. We
Yeah,
enable
shut up.
each other.
Shut up, Alfie. Alfie at it again.
Yeah. So today we'll be covering Garnet's BT cycle, which is the last BT cycle, at least we're led to believe, and Neon's event. Iris does. She does fight
mean,
alongside you in
yeah.
15?
Yeah, I think Iris has link attacks. Like it's a mechanic from FF15.
Oh,
So yeah,
very-
I mean, Defo is the same game where they got Kais as playable, and I think Kais doesn't have a moveset, and they just made the moveset up, if I remember correctly.
My source is I made it the fuck up.
Yeah. And I can fabricate as much source as I want because it's Crystal Chronicles.
yeah. And no one played that game anyway, so you can't get fact checked.
Yeah.
Was the Garnet fight a event or was it permanent content here?
I believe it was a raid.
It was a raid, so it is gone. Okay, cool. So I cannot do that fight as a test here, which is a bit of a pity because it. Spoiler alert! It's the only good fight that we're going to talk about today. So
Yeah.
I see what you did there by calling it a pity.
oh my God. Yes, yeah. It fits. I'm not a good JP player. I'll put it that way. All of my skill goes to global, and I have nothing to show for JP. So it's we live in the poor life out here.
What's this we?
The royal we lion.
Oh, okay. About to say.
Yeah.
We do have, or at least we should have a summon coming up. the next event after VV, I believe.
There's a 50+1 pull on VV, I believe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That'll get me. That's some nice views, I guess. I don't know.
And that's a guaranteed BT, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I believe so.
Very
That's
exciting.
what they did last time.
Yep, it is.
It's not guaranteed to be one that you don't have, but it's
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Hey,
to be
that's
there.
5 BT tokens. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the way to celebrate the ending of my month.
Uh,
50.
Dash does suck, Yoshi. I was misled by Lion to thinking that he has a decent kit aside from the FR.
The hell you were.
And I'm chasing him for damages here. I was not pleased with the product that I was sold.
Sir, I'm sorry. We're closed. Get the fuck out of here.
Lion is a liar.
I am definitely not.
Yeah.
So we got this raid, right?
Yes. We did get this
So
raid.
I changed the subject to
Yeah.
stop from getting sued.
We did get this
So-
raid. Garnet was featured.
Yeah.
It was it's actually the like divine the divine Bahamut fight. Like in form, not in function. But it's Bahamut plus his 2 crystals, which is I think is the first time we've ever had a divine summon show up outside of, or I guess a summon fight in general, show up outside of the summon itself. Right? Like we fought Bahamut before, but not in the form with the 2 crystal adds. And I don't think that's been the case for like Shiva or Ifrit or any of the other summons. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am in this specific. Ifrit on
Wasn't this
Arden's
just a
debut.
reskin
Oh.
of
Looks
Okay.
like
Divine
Chad,
Bahamut?
Chad is already correcting me.
Okay. So I am wrong. I will continue my streak of never being correct on this stream.
A DFFOO show? Misinforming? Damn.
That's all the show is, by the way. This is all misinfo. So if you come here for facts, you are in the wrong place. But
Yeah, especially coming from me.
yeah.
It's all.
Yeah, raw life. Hey, okay. I remember to equip my passives at least. Okay, I'm not at raw level yet, so we'll not get there.
Y'all choosing violence today. Damn.
Raw or BC.
Yeah.
Forgetting Seven's passive.
Oh my
I'll
God.
never forget.
Yeah, that's a skill
But
issue.
you don't understand, Indo. He won't forget and let avalanche stacks drop off
Fair.
his C90 in global.
Yeah, in like just over 24 hours. So we're gonna be
Yeah,
excited for that soon.
Yoshi's ready for the compilation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Garnet got a
a
slight rework,
very
here
slight rework here.
from what we have in global right now. It's very slight. I did notice that it looks like she does a little bit more damage. I don't.
They
haven't been
increased
using
her
her spec a ton.
potencies.
But I see that she got an extra LD usage, which is kind of a big deal because that's a big damage button.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For Garnet, anyway.
Yeah, extra usage.
And I don't think they changed her BT effect at all.
No, she did not get a BT rework. But they made her LD full AoE, which is nice. It's never hurts to have, especially considering 2 of the 3 fights she had were triple target. And they also gave it more brave gain up on the overhead and HP damage up. So just like nice buffs, an extra dump across each of her skills, like her base skills. So, a very minor tweak, but, nothing, really crazy. Who is the third person here? Third person. May you tell Raw Life who you are?
Third person.
Third person. Who is our mysterious third person?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
Ryan
it's Ryan
Gosling.
Yeah, it's Ryan Gosling. Hello, Ryan Gosling here. I made time for this very niche video game, and to tell you all that Garnet is my favorite Final Fantasy character.
A fellow Canadian, by the way.
But yeah, I think I really like the shit Garnet got here. But yeah, it's essentially mostly from Global. Like JP finally got what Global finally got for Garnet. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that and her FR conditions are very that she can easily fulfill it.
Yeah, I mean the FR is the main new thing.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's okay. That we got that JP got compared to what GL has, and it's a pretty decent FR. She was also the introduction of FR Echoes, and her FR partner is Braska, who is a fellow summoner. I don't know what outside of being a summoner is the reason why they were paired, but I guess
Still
that's
trying
cool.
to think as well.
That's probably it.
Braska, yeah, Braska found a better daughter.
Fuck.
You know, overrated.
The violence.
FF10 sucks.
Yeah. Well, you know what else
Whoa,
sucks?
now. Whoa, brother, whoa.
You know, listen. 10 is fine. You can't say 10 sucks when Defo is just 10 light, right? It's just a rip-off of the game.
I mean, but you could also argue that Defo kind of sucks right now in the state that it's in. So
I don't know, that's just
we'll get to that later. We're not there yet, Lion.
Oh, Raw said 10 doesn't suck. So yeah, I'm sticking with my
Yes.
guns even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
Another raw
can't
L.
I can't speak for either of you.
Yeah.
But oh my god. So this fight.
This fight.
I don't even remember it. I'm gonna be honest, and this is my stance for all of the fights that we're gonna cover, except for the neon one, because I just did it like 30 minutes ago.
Right.
I did not really care for any of the fights this month. I thought they all were kind of shitty.
I would
This one
disagree. But yeah, go on.
had an interesting mechanic where if you did not deal elemental weakness brave damage, then you would deal reduced brave damage, which is fine. I mean, it's kind of whatever. But I don't remember any of the other fight mechanics whatsoever.
So there were quite a few. At certain HP thresholds, Bahamut will make his crystals explode on you. That's like the main one that I can remember because that got me a couple times.
I want to throw tomatoes at Cross for saying that on chat.
I seem to remember using Sice. To be fair, I was doing this like the week after the fight came out. So I used Sice, Warrior of Light, and somebody else. I don't remember. Pretty sure it wasn't Seymour this time.
Don't you have records of all your runs, Lion?
No.
Oh.
I only have records of the ones that I record.
Well,
And I did not record this one because it was boring.
Yeah. I mean, by definition, yes, you would only have records of the ones you record. But yeah. Let me see. Do I have what I ran? Yes.
I usually do the fight first and then I record another one.
Oh, double the work. Oh my gosh. That's so much labor. I'm way too lazy. I just do my first run and then I leave it at that. I ran Garnet with no BT because I didn't have it at the time. Beatrix and Machina.
Almost FF9.
Almost FF9. Machina is basically like Zidane, right? They both have. They both have like dual swords, right? Like
that's it. That's where it is.
They're both they're both non-humans, kind of.
Machina is annoying.
Yeah, Zidane is annoying.
Bro. Alright, fine. Oh yeah, Raw Life's in chat.
Yeah,
exactly. I was like, why are you trying to pick a fight with Raw? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. He's in the chat.
Was I picking a fight with Raw? I wasn't really. I was just making fun of FF9. No, JP is the Veda version, and we don't have a party use screen. it's kind of rough here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As for my run, yeah, there's nothing nuanced with my run because I used the the first 3 units that have FR echoes.
Mhm.
So nothing much there.
Yeah.
Of course, Warlight will survive.
So you ended up with Terra as well?
Oh wait, you're right. I forgot Terra has an FR. Holy shit. So it's technically 7 Warrior Blade and Garnet. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I forgot Terra has an FR. Holy shit.
I think that was my third character as well, was 7. That sounds correct.
Yeah, I think I'll think that 7 is your third.
Yeah, so he has like the standard. So the Bahamut fight has the standard charge. Like the FR gauge increases as its HP goes down, and it has fairly common like phase transitions at 80, 70, 50, 40, 30, and 10%. So he's got a lot of phase transitions. But the main ones to sort of be worried about are when he makes the crystals explode. And that was the main reason why I thought the fight stood out. Because that can get you, especially if you're not running too many defensive options. Like when I was originally running Garnet as my own, or not Garnet, Beatrix as my only defensive unit here. I didn't have her special HP plus up, and I got wiped by it. So it is something just that you do have to be a bit careful of. Is it the most punishing mechanic? No. But I thought it was more engaging than the next 2 fights we're going to be talking about within her cycle itself, which is a bit disappointing. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say other than this fight was the introduction of FR Echoes with Garnet and Terra, and alongside that, this will be a running issue with the remainder of the fights we talk about, and potentially going forward. But there is a persistent issue of, and this was like the beginning of garbage time. Player power has gone up quite a bit, and the enemies have not scaled at the very minimum their HP to accommodate for that. And so this is a saying that BC says, and I'll like to repeat, give it 2 months. So we'll give it a bit of time. But right now, it does feel like we may be encroaching another garbage period of the game. Out of personal experience, like I mentioned, I think last stream, the only fights that have really been impactful since I joined, which was the Iroha cycle, were the BT debut events. And all the other fights per cycle have been kind of mid. I think DKC's fights were a little bit better than average, but still not the greatest. And Garnet cycle does not do any favors here. I don't know how you feel about that, Lion, if you're sort of in agreement with that general sentiment there.
I mean, generally speaking, yeah. The last thing you want to do is start doom posting with your hipfire takes, and then it turn out that it's perfectly fine, and they're just setting up for whatever. We've all been caught with our pants down on that one before in the past.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I'd say to counter that is just Iroha cycle was 2 months ago. And I mean, the state of where the game is now hasn't really improved. So I don't know, like, how long do you give them before you say it's garbage, right? Like,
on the other hand,
each person has their own tolerance threshold. But yeah, that's
on
where
the other
I'm
hand,
at. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a, someone makes a point. Let's you know what? I'm not even going to finish that sentence because I would be falling into my own trap. Iroha's cycle had the COD fight.
Yes, it did.
So there you go.
Right. Well, I mean, one good fight a cycle. I don't think is really. Garbage Time had one good fight per cycle, right? Like Garbage Time had, say, for
No,
Sephiroth. Yes.
no.
Oh, okay.
Garbage
So
Time had like 3 good fights.
okay,
Period.
there were some cycles within it, though, right? So would you say that whoever cycle, say for Sephiroth, was not Garbage Time? It was an exception to like there were pockets of not Garbage Time within Garbage Time.
Okay, so I don't want to nitpick and argue the minutia of where we define garbage time,
Words mean things.
but I think they do mean things. But I don't think that 3 good fights over the span of 6 months means that those were good cycles. No, because consistently we weren't getting a good fight every cycle. We would get maybe one good one a month, and that was towards the end of it.
Yeah. So
I would have rather
side
had
note,
bugged.
sorry to interrupt
Edge
you,
and
Lion.
Twine Will.
But we are in maintenance, so there will be no gameplay showcases for today. No, we're not debating. Okay, we're having a
that's
conversation.
Why I'm like, I'm gonna try and shut that shit down because we are not gonna have.
We're not gonna have another. We're not gonna. Okay,
show,
okay,
sir.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay, moving on.
I'm just.
Okay, so I don't think Indo. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the Bahamut fight? Oh, hey there, Sidewave.
I'm not much because I've used the Warrior of Light and Garnet and 7, so there's not much in retrospect. It's an easy fight for me because of course I use the FR echoes, whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much.
Yeah.
Although I think it's a nice reference to FF9 if you know.
Yeah, for sure. I really like that. I like it when they make fights relevant to the games that they're featuring. That was one of the things I didn't like about the Iridia FR release, where they made the bosses be Death Gaze and they had FF6 music playing, and I was like, "What? This is not the right. This is not the right game." So yeah, I definitely like it when things are more coordinated in that sense. Yeah. So we will move on to, I guess, to the Warrior of Light intersecting will or intertwined will, which I was going to do a gameplay showcase of, but I can't do that anymore because of maintenance. So we will enjoy this lovely Dissidia music and the 2 Warriors of Light chilling in the front over here while we go over the Chad Warrior of Lights intersecting will and rework plus FR. Lion, did you pull for Warrior of Light?
Yeah, I sure did. I
Okay.
pulled him during the last show.
Oh, okay. And what are your initial impressions on Warrior of Light?
He's fucking cracked.
Yeah.
So he got a kind of minor rework here. Mostly just, I think it was mostly just damage. Let me scroll up here so that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking out of my ass.
Hello, Goose.
He got a couple of extra uses of each of his skills, and they both deal a bit more damage. It looks like his skill 2 now has splash on every HP attack, which is quite nice. He did get another LD use, though, and it gains additional, not just utility, but damage, because it recovers a use of both of his skills. So like when you're bursting with him, his burst phase is now actually useful, because you can press that, use your skills, then LD, gain skills back, still have damage going in on it, as well as some extra break gain up. His FR is where it gets really stupid. His FR. Hang on one second. Sorry, I needed to clear my throat. His FR starts by giving the party the shield buff for 8 turns. It's an AoE lock, and while it is active, if the party member has shield on them, they have 50% HP damage up, 50% HP cap up. And that's on top of his high armor and potentially his burst effect.
Yeah.
So he is sitting at, I think it's like 85% HP cap up, which is insane.
Yeah, I think it's 80, but 85 could also be, yeah. HP cap up, and then 50% HP damage up too, right? So
plus what he has
plus
on
what
his
he has
LD
on his, so
overhead, yeah.
Better than Ramza.
What's that?
Better than Ramza. Ramza's beat now.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Until Ramza
he has
FR.
been dethroned until he gets his FR. Yes. But what makes it so stupid is the conditions. You've got 3 of them. One of them is for allies. When a turn passes where one of your character has, when your characters have the shield buff on them, they get 10% for every shield buff in the party, so typically 30%. Warrior of Light himself gets 20% when he attacks an enemy that is targeting himself. So on his turns, it's typically going to be 50%. And then on enemy turns, when their brave damage is reduced, it's 40%. So it's super, super, super easy to cap at 999% with Warrior of Light. Because typically on enemy turns, even without off-turn damage, and this is just Warrior of Light standing there getting attacked, against 2 enemies who are going back-to-back, that's going to be plus 80. So they only have to get a couple of turns to really skyrocket the gauge. And he also has, because this is how they're doing it now, with FR boards, he has the ability to use Force Echoes. So he can double tap his FR for a ton of damage during that period as well. Or you could use somebody else for that. It doesn't matter. And it's going to extend the duration of your force time by 1 turn. Effectively, it doesn't use up a turn. But it also increases the gauge by, like, I think it's 60 or 80%, something like that. I've only pressed it a couple of times and I wasn't paying that much attention. But his FR is really, really, really strong because he is still probably the best character in the game as far as denying the enemy the ability to damage your party.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's very, very... it's so powerful also because it's so easy to meet the FR condition.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
Rydia technically has more percent gains, but evasion is harder to do and maintain compared to just having wall shields up.
Indo, thoughts?
Indo? Oh, okay. Indo's just got to step away for a sec. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, I use the word generalist to refer to a lot of the FRs where the character just being there will allow your teammates to kind of meet the conditions. And that's without you doing anything special. Rydia, you've got to dodge. Braska, you've got to have fire enchant. But then you've got characters like Ursula or Iroha, stuff like that, where them just being in the party, you're going to tick their conditions. And usually they have a lower return on that. I think Warrior of Light is one of the first ones that we've seen where it's super easy to meet the conditions for this just by playing normally. But it's going to cap your gauge pretty much every time, outside of, you using like a turn hog or something like that.
So I'm not gonna answer Cross's question because screw you, Cross. So but anyways, I really like Wall. I think it's pretty much easy to say that Wall is very, very great, and it truly says so because Wall is really juiced up. Holy shit! That HP damage up reminds me of Machina, right? Machina has that high HP damage up, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And I think I really like the on-turn damage that Wall does now because um, it's how they deal with the competition that Wall has with other tanks, especially since the meta tanks has always been those off-turn damage dealers like Gladio and Gladio, for example. So it's really nice to see the HP damage boost from Warrior of Light, seeing his damage, like he is out damaging a Seven's S1. It was really funny to see. But yeah, I really like Wall's iteration here very much, and yeah, I can't wait for this iteration to arrive in Global. Warrior of Light's really great, and I'm really glad. It's always nice to see Warrior of Light, Warrior of Light get the spotlight as usual, and we get to use him in fights and not fight against him, unlike in the recent DLC in Stranger of Paradise. So yeah, I recommend you all get Stranger of Paradise. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Where am I going?
I don't think he's had a bad tuning pass since he got
Yeah.
his level 70.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
Like
right.
every time he's come back since then,
I'm
been
trying.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nice
think
job,
Warrior
Warrior
of
Light.
Light is the most consistent character in this game, or one of.
One of yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. He
Very good.
doesn't have any off-turn counters though. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but he doesn't need it.
I mean, he has neat damage for a tank.
yeah. He hits hard
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Consistently good
Like
characters.
Oh my god, Alphino.
that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't have
You'd
much
say
else to add about Warrior of Light that hasn't been said. I think we all agree he's really good. He's probably arguably the best FR right now in terms of just like general ease of use, and buffs that it provides to the party. I would say so. I
I'm
think
not
in
going
more
near that.
yeah, in more specialized situations, obviously there's different characters you can use, but if you just want a third to put in sort of any comp, he will fit in very nicely. Moving on from Wall, he also had a fight, I guess. It didn't really do anything.
This fight sucked.
It did. Some people argue that the next fight we're going to talk about is worse, but I disagree. I think this was the worst fight of the cycle.
I would say that the featured character not being an off-turn unit, like no off-turn damage, and being able to solo the fight, probably not a good look. We've seen Beatrix solos, we've seen Celeste solos, and a lot of those rely on letting the enemy take a ton of turns and countering them or whatever. This was next level, just peak trash fight. I like what they tried to do here. Basically, you're in a two boss fight against Garland and a Vayne mannequin. And Garland actually does have the ability to delay your party on basically everything that he does is a one turn delay.
Just like his LD.
And then Vayne had... I don't really understand what he was doing because he wasn't doing any brave damage to me, but he could instantly break you.
Yeah, he re-breaks you.
I liked what they tried to do, but the implementation definitely fell flat. This was a bad fight. I think I steamrolled this with Warrior of Light. I think I ran Warrior of Light, Core, and Gladiolus because as soon as I saw Garland, I was like, oh boy, we're going to get some delays here. And yeah, it was really effective. I watched the bosses essentially kill themselves on Gladio and Core.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny, but I wouldn't want to keep doing this every time.
Yeah, it was it was a really strange fight. Um, to me, the weirdest thing about it, and the reason why I'm really down on this fight, is the enemy force time has Vayne re-break your whole party and delay you, which helps you out. And I don't recall any other Shinryus I've experienced where you want the enemy to get into their force time. This is the first time I've experienced that, and it's very strange coming from a mainly GL player to where I think of the FR gauge as a Lufenia orb equivalent, not a replacement, obviously, but they serve a similar function. And I just could never imagine a scenario where a Lufenia orb would pop, and you would be happy that that happened, right? So it's a very weird situation to me, the way this fight was situated. The fact that everything they're doing and re-breaking and delaying you is all something you want to have happen. Even if you're not running wall, but you're just doing an off-turn comp anyways, with any sort of halfway decent mitigation, I think it's kind of crazy how the fight just helps you. Like I can't recall a fight being so in the player's favor as this one has. What were your thoughts on this, Indo, as someone who is new
Yeah,
to JP?
I soloed it with War of Light,
Oh my god.
so I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
And I didn't even upload it because that's how bored I got with the fight.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I did upload my other runs on JP, but except this one because fuck solos. I guess I don't know. That's how much War of Light is busted. I guess. I mean, it's his intersecting will, but hey, still.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they tried to do,
Yeah,
they failed.
points for trying, I guess. Plus, it's cool to see Vayne and Garland as always. But
Yeah. I think I understand why they didn't make it more punishing, because you're selling walls, so you wouldn't want HP damage mitigation ignore or stuff like that. But it is kind of a problem when just letting the enemies act has no repercussion. It's only upside. I think that's a bit of an issue with the way the fight was designed. But again, this was a one-time thing, and I think they do a better job of this in the very next fight, which I guess we'll move on to because there isn't really anything much else to say about this fight. But this next fight features a very special character to one of us here today. Who is this character, Indo?
probably the best Type 0 Class 0 cadet ever, and I won't take no for answers because even if you say size, 7 is better. She's the better version of Lightning. Just look at her.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
white
so
hair
I'll
lightning.
yeah. Okay, I'll stop right there before a lion throws me off a cliff. So anyways, 7 finally got another update. So I'll start with with what she actually got on Iroha IW because I'm surprised and I saw a lot of people um seem to have forgotten her rework on Iroha intersecting will, which is, to be honest though, I can't blame them for forgetting because it's 7. But
Myself
yeah,
included.
yeah, it's a lot of people, you, BC, and a few others who have forgotten her the shit she got. So on Iroha IW, they put emphasis on how much great her LD is now. Besides the usual few more bumps to few more additional upgrades to her auras. She finally her follow up being the bondage whip follow up is the buff itself no longer goes down on everyone's turn. It's only on her turn where the buff goes down, which is 8 turns, which is very generous and pretty much means that the bondage whip is finally going off every single pretty much the entire fight. That's how it is, and bondage whip is now at this point where it will also trigger all the time, even during in BT phase, which is something I've wished they've done initially since her LD release. But hey, better late than never, I guess. So I think that's the biggest part on what she got on Iroha IW, and of course the additional fuck ton of damage that she got on the Iroha IW. So with that aside, giving context to Iroha IW, what she got here on this Heretics event is substantial as well. Like aside from the FR, most of her damage is bumped up as well. Like it got both skill 1 and skill 2 got an additional HP damage dump, and the and the EX also hits very hard now, and I think the new no, not I think, like actually the bondage whip now finally gives her like free turns. No, free skill usage. Yeah, that one. Free skill usage finally after activating her special HP attack from bondage whip. And hey, she finally got an FR at long last, which is partnered with Liud. I don't mind her being paired with Liud because uh I don't know. I mean, just like all of you, I don't know anything about the lore of Liud's FF12 origin.
Revenant
I even
wings.
oh there you go.
Who?
There you go. I even forgot the title of the game. I think the similarities is just that they're very stoic on the outside, when deep inside they are very kind individuals, and as well as they are both exiled in a way, because there was a moment in class type 0 where class 0 was accused of something, and I won't go into deep to that. And I think Liud was exiled. I don't know. I forgot the source. But yeah, her FR is pretty much, she can do it on her own, which is basically 15% if the enemy's attack while it has snake bite, and 30% upwinds if the brave damage is done via a single target. So characters like Lion and the upcoming Tifa can pretty much take advantage, be able to uptick the FR conditions. So I think overall 7. I'm really happy the state 7 is at. I wish there's nah, fuck it. I'm really content with what you got. I'm pretty sure the chat will be able to say some hopefully some additional things they hope 7 can get, but finally at long last feels happy for me to say that 7's finally good.
Mhm.
It's been a while. It was worth the wait, and I mean, so far she is the strongest hitting a single target FR Echo, but Tifa's coming. So, but yeah, I can't wait for the takes where 7 sucks now that Tifa's here.
Yeah, skip 7 for Tifa, and then
Yeah, fucking
skip Tifa for next single target. It just
yeah.
the cycle
Prisha
continues.
Prisha FR. I don't know. So,
Yeah, so her follow up scales with FR, right?
yeah, that's the best part. Yeah, that it's
Wow.
finally scaling with FR. Although it's not in the gold text as usual, so it's
Oh,
kind of selling for me.
that's
It should
very
be.
strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
And does her FR tick with off turns, or is it only on turn damage?
On turn damage, unfortunately.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so that's my complaint, I guess. It doesn't uptick with her. It's not off turn conditional as well, since she's pretty much off turn, because throughout the entire, I'm pretty sure bondage whip buff is on 7 for pretty much the entire fight.
Mhm.
And what was I gonna say? I forgot. Forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So so Lion, you also built up 7, right?
I sure did. Oh man, no regrets. Um,
Yeah.
as soon as I looked at her rework that she got here, which it wasn't super big. It's mostly a damage increase.
Mhm.
But as I was reading through it, and I admit I totally forgot that bondage whip no longer ticked down. Um, I was more interested not because her damage, the off turn damage, scaled with FR, because it does, but it's not a ton of damage to begin with. Like I think the highest I got it was maybe 800k per tick. Um, so you're not killing enemies with it, obviously. Um, but reading through it, I think the most important change was on her skill 2, which is one of the, I'm not going to say one of the best nuke buttons in the game, but it's really strong.
Yeah.
Because it's now a 4, it hits with 4 HP attacks. But those of you who perhaps have played 7 before may remember that ever since she had her C60, whenever she's attacking an enemy with her skill 2, which is Elemental Lash, if they have the Snake Bite debuff on them, she double casts it. So it's now 8 HP attacks every turn. So this is a huge damage button.
Mhm. Yeah, like Octo Slash
Um,
levels damage.
and this is a character with an FR whose condition you can pretty easily meet by just picking maybe one other single target character. And then like a character that has a single target button. 75% every turn is really good.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as brain dead easy to use as Warrior of Light, but it's very strong.
Mhm.
The thing is, though, 7 can be paired as well with Warrior of Light because Warrior of Light is mostly single target.
Exactly. And that's what I've been doing. I've been running 7 and Warrior of Light together.
Oh yeah,
And oh my god, it's really good.
same. So I can't
I
wait
think
for
my only beef, I think, and it's not even beef. One of the things that they've been doing a lot recently is giving the non-BT characters HP cap up if you meet XYZ condition. And I think that attacking an enemy with a single target attack that has Snakebite on it is a perfectly fine condition for you to say, okay, you get HP cap up. Because Machina's is 50% cap up for attacking a broken target. Or I think breaking one as well. And you could very easily have given that to her, and it wouldn't be crazy broken or anything.
They gave it all to Wool.
Yeah. She's a really solid character. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd argue that she'll be worth it to make a UW whip for. Especially since
Far?
especially if 7's follow-up is based on her attack stat, so boosting that attack stat as much as you can is very vital. So you
That's-
guys go get your Ultima whip.
Now, when Quistis gets a BT, maybe we can talk about that.
Oh yeah, fair. Oh shit, Quistis does have
Yes, sir.
holy shit, first BT whip. Unless we get the whip
Right.
lady from the After Years. I don't know.
They had one of those?
Yeah, I
Yes. I think it's like Yang Secretary or something.
Yeah, that one. I gotta keep tabs on who else can be a potential whip user.
Oh my god.
Is it Izayoi? I forgot the names.
Oh,
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I played After Years once and did not pick that game up again.
I'm sure the After Years. Yeah, same. I'm pretty sure the type after years fans can back me up here. That someone has a whip aside from Rydia. I can't wait.
Hey there, Cell and Pasta.
A little.
Yeah, so I free pulled actually,
Hey.
both all of Seven's kit, but I haven't built it yet. I'm just a little bit low on enhancement points, so I'm being a little bit stingy. But I will probably go back and build her. But she also came with a heretic, everyone's favorite style of event that that hasn't aged poorly at all.
With the one of the best enemies in the game.
Hey there, Sky. Yes, with everyone's favorite enemies, which we've never seen before. It's the very first time. It's these moths, and they have these little moths too. And they have some interesting mechanics to them. A lot of people, at least from what I've seen, have said that the 7. Anyway, so they're the Renoa moths. A lot of people have been saying that the 7 fight is the worst fight of the cycle. I tend to disagree. I think there's a little bit more going on here compared to what was going on in Warrior of Light's IW. It's not much, but I do think there's a little bit more nuance here. And the reason why is because my original team, I had Wool, Beatrix, and Machina, which is kind of like my standard team that I use. And an issue that I ran into is the way this boss works is the main boss has the most HP, and he has his 2 little ad moth things. And they tend to melt pretty quickly once you're in force time. So this became an issue for Machina because Machina needs to apply his LD debuff to get his counters off. So if they keep dying, you kind of burn out of his LD really fast. And if you don't reapply it every time the ads die, then you're missing out on a lot of damage that you could be getting. So it's kind of suboptimal. Another issue is every time one of the ads dies, the moth will instantly revive it and fully heal all of the ads and give them like 100k brave. And at which point they'll just HP attack you. And at that point is where I ran into my issues with the way Wool's LD and shields work. I had always thought that as long as you had the shield up while Wall's LD was active, you just didn't take HP damage. That is not how it actually works. It's based off how much of your shield value remains and how much HP damage the enemy is doing. It's basically a subtraction. So it turns out that that you can get one shot here by these birds or by these moths if you're not paying attention. So yes, this was a skill issue, but Cell was kind enough to point out to me how Wool's LD actually works. So I'm glad I got to learn this 2 years after it came out or something like that. So so there was a lesson learned there. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up switching out Machina for Orin, because Orin has the HP damage down that from his debuff, and he counters all the time. He doesn't. He's like a party based buff counter as opposed to an enemy debuff based counter. And he has defense ignore. Another thing these enemies have is very high defense. So he was able to shave down the enemies quite a bit. So there was a little bit of So I learned how Wall worked. I took a newer appreciation to how Machina works in terms of lots of ads dying and respawning and the reapplying of debuffs. And I brought Orin for additional defense ignore. So I think, the fact that there was some thought that went into this fight as opposed to some of the other fights that went on, I think for me makes it better than the Wall fight. Now again, this could be just because of poor team building that I was forced to hit these stumbling blocks. But I feel like the fact that that could happen anyways, I think is a testament to mean that, you know, there was something here in this fight that there wasn't in some of the other fights that I've gone through. I won't defend the length of the fight though; it's atrociously long, and it's mainly just watching the moths attack again and again and again. So it's a rather dull fight, but at least there is some interesting mechanics going on in it. At least there was to me. I don't know how you both felt, Indo and Lion.
For me at least, because I didn't build Warrior of Light yet around the time of this fight. I had to rely on his call, because eventually I think when they're lower, when the main boss has a very low HP, the the HP all attack does tend to be deadly for on my end, because I don't have not much enough call abilities in my disposal, and not enough roster for me. So yeah, I did it with the, of course, Seven and the Garnet and Lion, and I during Seven's FR phase, FR timer that is, I kept using Garnet's special HP attack from her Thunder Stance so that I can uptick the Seven's condition. So that's fun, as well as seeing my girl Lion finally
Yeah.
pulling up with some respectable damage, even though I haven't given her a dagger UW, or nor do I have a dagger UW for her, so I can't wait for her. So that's my main takeaway from the fight, is that I can't wait for Lion's upgrade on global.
Yeah. The Ultima Weapon
But
drought for new players is so rough, right?
oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
It hurts.
These ultimate missions to do, holy
Yeah,
shit, too many of them.
I know.
So other than having to face the dangerous HP all attack, well, for me it's dangerous because I'm still a new player and I still don't have enough. But it's telling for a fight that someone like me can do this fight when I just started recently, and I don't even have a. I think my Diabolos at that time was level 30. It doesn't even have an HP attack yet.
Yeah.
I mean, sure thing. I brought two synergy characters, but hey, I wish the fight has more to offer. To be honest, like my first instinct on this fight is that it's going to be the same moths from Ida, where this sea moth will heal up the main moth, but unfortunately it doesn't do that. So this fight is rather stale, and I can really understand where the veterans are coming from, saying this fight's very boring. But this fight is automatically the best one in the cycle because it features Seven. That's all I'll say.
Lion was
So
there.
how about you, Lion?
Uh, I think that this fight was a little bit better than the Warrior of Light one. Not by a lot, and not for the reason that Tree mentioned here. Um, Although you did kind of touch upon it, the reason why you kept getting killed is that obviously the HP damage reduction on Warrior of Light is going to be based on the shield strength.
Yeah.
The two ads, for whatever reason, those of you who've used Warrior of Light before, you know how he'll put up a shield that, maybe it's, I don't know, 75, 80k, whatever. It's now closer to like 120. But because he has so much damage, brave damage reduction and defense ups, usually you're not taking all that much damage to the shield. It's, single, maybe triple digit damage. It'll last a nice long time. And basically you're only pressing skills to refresh the duration, so it doesn't fall off, and not because you're running out of shield. This fight did not work like that, because for whatever reason, those two ads were absolutely about it. And they were actually breaking his shields, because they would hit, 4 or 5 times, and they would be doing, 9 or 10k per hit. So you couldn't just sleep your way through the fight with Warrior of Light. Although I did run Warrior of Light in 7 here. So it was nice that they, after putting out Warrior of Light, they didn't nerf him, but they put in an enemy that could kind of counteract what he did a little bit, so that he doesn't immediately become useless, but he's also not an instant win button because you can't take damage while he's on the field, essentially, which I thought was nice. The fight, other than that, was absolutely terrible. I think I ran Warrior of Light 7. Did I see more of this one? I think I might have. I don't remember.
I bet you did.
I guess the ads let you hit the HP condition really easily, right?
Man, I kept killing the ads.
Right. So it just reset back to
ads.
full.
The ads were dying. Okay, this is how little HP the ads had. I mentioned that 7's her off-turn damage from Bondage Whip didn't hit that hard. The ads were dying from that.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that they can reduce the boss's HP to 0, but regularly, she would put it up, and then before she would get her next turn, there would be 5 or 6 turns in between, and the ads would be on like 2 or 3% by that point, if not just outright dead from something else.
Yeah, I did remember the ads dying from. Excuse me. I did remember when the ads died quickly from 7's EX splash. The splash.
Oh yeah, she got splashed on every HP attack. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she feels so much better to play.
Yeah. 7 gang rise up.
Yes, sir.
Finally.
That's like one of the few Indo takes I can get behind.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that was the send off unfortunately in terms of the fight, not the character.
Who was the other character on this one?
Selfie and
Emperor.
God,
Yeah.
Emperor.
Okay, Emperor's pretty cool.
Although Emperor didn't get anything here.
He sure didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Selfie is good for newer players. This
pickup. banner is super catered to me. 7 and Smelfy, hell yeah.
No.
I didn't say
God.
Yeah.
I need a shower.
Fun fact: 7 and Smelfy shares the same Japanese voice actresses.
It's a
So
sign.
I like that.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
As well as Yuna. So there's that.
Ugh, way to drag it down, Yuna.
I know, right? I mean, I remember this JP player who has a channel where he always runs Yuna, Smelfy, and 7. That was a great channel. So yeah, Smelfy for the win.
Smelfy for the win.
I can thanks for the banner that I can still hold on to my LD token that I still haven't purchased till this day.
Yeah, I feel like Gladio's a solid pick, but you have the luxury of waiting now. I feel like Wall is pretty safe.
Maybe I'll get the Gladio LD on the 50+1.
Yeah, you never know.
Man, I hope so. Gladio is something else for your runs. Like, that man is juicing.
But yes, this was the very last fight of the BT cycles. So there are no, as far as we know, there are no longer going to be any BT cycles. And Neon is actually the very first character to debut without a cycle. So her event showed up in the Act 3 interlude, and next event will not feature her. It'll be Vivi next. So it's a pretty big shift, considering we've had BT cycles since Squall LDBT release, which was still in Chaos era. So we've been doing Shinryu or BT cycles for like 2+ years now. So it'll be strange shifting back now out of the cycle mindset. But yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be an interesting change of pace. I know there's been lots of conversation about the slowdown and everything, but I don't really want to get into that here unless either of you have much to say about it.
I don't. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lion, is there anything
I
you
don't want to
wanted to?
talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No.
Yeah. So we'll just move on. Hey there, D. We'll just move on from that topic. It's not really engaging, and there's nothing really to get out of talking about slowdown or anything. If things get better, they do. If they don't, it is what it is, right? You know, us ranting about it isn't gonna. I shouldn't say ranting. Us complaining about it isn't really gonna change much. So we'll have to see how it turns out. But as Indo is here, we will do a bonus and go beyond the Garnet BT cycle
Yeah.
and talk about the brand new character that we've gotten, being Neon from Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise, which just got its DLC, by the way. Today was the official launch, but it came out early yesterday. For all of you who haven't, you should pick up Strangers of Paradise and the DLC. Indo, did you want to talk about Neon?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So apparently this interlude is all about the villains going after Neon. I should be one of those villains. Okay, so anyways, Neon is finally here. The best Stranger Paradise girl. I'm not taking any more questions and questions from that one. And yeah, it's time to unwrap her bandages and see her kit. So Neon is a Neon is something else. So since this is a new character, we'll go through her kit. So her S1 is I don't know what it's called. I don't want to check. It's an instant turn rate. It's very similar to like Tidus's quick hit or shit like that. So 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 all of her skills moving forward, it applies this debuff where, but for the case of hmm, this debuff is a very interesting addition to to Neon in particular, because with this debuff, what does it do? It is a fire and peril, and it's a debuff that has the usual HP damage taken up. I mean, as long as it has different values, but I don't remember the values because remembering numbers sucks. And
Just more HP damage up as the stacks go up.
yeah, it does go up.
Yeah.
So, but there's a certain ability that for now, if the first thing you press is her S1, the max stacks is 5. It will go up if we're gonna talk about a certain upcoming ability. But for now, we're going for a skill 2. So our skill 2 uptick gives grants her the overhead, and of course it does applies the, I think, 1 stack of her debuff. Yeah, so the overhead is is pretty much like self buffs for her, so you always need to keep that in check. So the thing with Neon is that she doesn't have much any buffs, so so it pretty much you're a bad player if you let the buffs fall off for Neon. There's not much w- uh to keep your eyes peeled on in terms of her own buffs, anyways, because you know
There's other
you
things
might
to be
end
looking
up.
at, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So anyways, so onto her next move, which is her EX. I really love this EX ability. Although I'll point out how weird her EX pose is just her standing. What the fuck? Could have given her a dynamic pose, but no, or something weird like Layla's Amano pose, but no, they just let her stand still. So anyways, her EX is another instant is another instant turn rate ability of hers, and it gives her like and it gives her uh yeah, another the other buff that she has which is 8 turns, which is another set of HP damage up her, and then Stolen Overflow, as well as Brave Regen of hers. Um, but yeah, this is another buff of hers that I mentioned. One of the few buffs of hers that you shouldn't let it drop. So take note as well. And after the EX, it gives her like 2 free skill uses. So you can either use that free skill usages for her AA, or I don't know, any of among her skill 1 or skill 2. So speaking of AA, her additional ability is the much needed party fire enchant for the entire party. So there's that. Although I'm really not a fan of this very clunky design of hers. Maybe that's the con, I guess. Like, I'm not a fan of characters such as Onion Knight or Paladin Cecil, whose party enchants relies on their party, whose party element enchants relies on their additional abilities.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit easier since it's on
But
EX,
yeah,
right? And you get 2 free skills,
mm,
so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
I
there's no
think
problem.
it's fine, except
Except what?
for except for a character like Neon who has
Yeah,
2 instant turn rate skills.
yeah, yeah.
That it lasts for 7 turns, but that it's not the best.
Does
Like, it's functional.
it tend to fall off before her EX goes up again?
No, but you don't want to keep pressing it.
Yeah, and as
Especially
well
during
as
Outside of force time, I'd agree, or inside force time, I'd agree.
Right.
But outside force time, does it really matter?
I mean, as long as you don't, you're more on pressing skill 2,
Yeah,
because S1 doesn't have a buff attached to it.
right. Oh, because you want to keep the Marilith overhead or whatever up, right?
Both the Marilith overhead and her EX buff.
Yeah.
So, so since I mentioned earlier about her whole her whole stacks being limited to 5, her LD comes to play where the stacks will go up to 10 now, and now once it's above 5, if I remember, it will allow Neon and the rest of the party to hit basically rainbow damage, which is probably the best part of Neon, to be honest, which makes her far beyond self-sufficient and having a support capability in which she can help the party hit rainbow damage, and we all know how fucking great rainbow damage is thanks to Setzer and to a certain extent Jagron. And since Neon is this brand new character who've entered in a certain new era for the game where BT faces cycles are no longer a thing. She's the first one to also get a BT as well, which is the BT effect grants true fire enchant, which is very similar to Lulu. So yeah, there's that, and the usual bravery damage cap up and HP usual. And I think the best part for the BT effect is that so before I go into the best part of BT effect, the probably the unfortunate part of her debuff is that it goes down. The stacks goes down every turn. I mean, I think it's to keep in check because if it doesn't go down, it's broken. Although they let Smelfy let the win because it's Smelfy and the devs love Smelfy. So, but not for Neon. So yeah, that's her BT effect basically allows the debuff to never fall down in terms of stack numbers. So that's it. Well, I was gonna say that's it, but Neon also gets an FR. Her FR partner is nicely done. Another waifu, which is Celis. I think the their main reason they were paired because of Void Knight, or I don't know. I don't know if there's another reason because Void Knight is also a class that Neon can do.
Mhm.
But anyways, in terms of the FR, her conditions is using a fire ability and dealing like rainbow damage with a brave hit and attacking the enemy afflicted with a debuff that has stacks. So basically, you can pretty much do a BT phase with Neon and pretty much destroy any enemy at your way. So now that everything is out of the way, I've already mentioned the kit. All I can say is you almost pull for Neon, skip every single character for Neon. That's all.
Neon's all she gives you rainbow numbers. She's an enchant imperiler.
Yeah,
She's got like the whole package.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's everything.
Strong words from a subhuman deviant. Tree voice. Speaking of which,
What
thoughts?
the fuck is that? Let's see. I have come to really like rainbow numbers ever since Setzer's rework in JP. So I think there's a lot of utility in her kit. I think the true fire enchant is nice. I don't really know how useful it'll be moving forward, but it never hurts to have, I suppose. I haven't used her and I haven't pulled for her, but as I was asking earlier, I don't think the AA upkeep is that bad for the fire enchant, but maybe it feels clunkier in practice than what I'm thinking mentally here. She seems like a really solid unit. I've seen people mention that like future turn hog characters should use Neon as the template in terms of like damage per turn, sort of utility that they're providing. So I think there's a lot of benefit that she has. Signways pointing out that only fire weakness gets rainbowed. So if it's like a fire absorb fight, then you don't get the rainbow. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Weakness for Neon.
Yeah. So
But I overlook her weakness because Neon is everything.
yeah, we'll have to see how they lock out elements moving forward.
They better not.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't really noticed it too much. No, so the stacks don't go down. Oh, in other characters' BT. If her BT
that's
is
a good
up,
question.
I don't think it would.
If it's not, who knows?
Indo, have you used someone else's BT with Neon on the field?
Well, of course, I'm using Neon.
Right.
Neon.
So, I don't think any of us here can confirm that, but I'm sure there's some. They do go down in BT. Okay. But they wouldn't go down if Neon's BT effect was up, right, Sinewave?
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
how it
Okay.
should go.
So Cell is
based on-
confirming that.
On her, yeah.
Yeah.
Think so.
Cell somehow knows everything about everything. I'm constantly stunned by just how much Cell, but it makes sense given Tonberry Troop and everything. But just constantly impressed.
Cell is the other person constantly hitting the down bag flag, so
they're not mutually exclusive. Down bad empowers the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
so.
Indo gets it.
It is.
I need help. I like Neon. Surprisingly, I was really prepared to dislike her. I'm not sure if I would say that I think she's the standard for how turn hog characters need to be going forward, since her primary turn hog skill is really, really strong. For an instant turn skill to have 6 HP attacks on it, I don't know. And then she's got is it a split or a full damage EX?
It doesn't say full damage.
I think it's split.
So I think it's split.
Which is also instant turn rate. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's split. It looks split to me.
But she is very, very good. I think that she's more the way that enchanters should probably be going forward. It takes away from the value of Lulu as like the unique, like true enchant character.
Was
But
there
at the same
value in
time,
that anyways?
Who's
Yes, there is.
Lulu?
But we also can't have, you know, it's awkward trying to build a team when you're like, oh man, I really want to play, X character with, Rydia, but Rydia doesn't have water enchant, and this character is, holy locked or whatever. I think it would be a nice touch going forward, especially if they have a debuff that gets around weakness. Which, if memory serves, and maybe this was a translation thing, I'm pretty sure that Neon's things set their the fire damage to weakness. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I might absolutely be full of shit. Maybe I'm thinking of the burst effect, which I'm looking at. No, I'm full of shit. Okay, so completely disregard that because that's crap. But it's something that would be nice, especially since characters have BTs going forward. If you're an elemental character and you've got this BT, please just have the true enchant at the very least on the BT effect. I think that in practice, the party enchant outside of the burst, it is a little clunky because I noticed when I was using her, because I did pull for her because her animations and stuff look really cool.
Yeah.
I ended up getting, I did not get her burst, but I got everything else, which I don't think I'm going to max the FR. I don't think I'm going to. But she's fun to play.
Yeah, that should tell you should max it already.
Yeah.
But with all, shut up. with all the turns that she takes, like realistically, because usually when you get the free skill, you're using it on skill 1, which is the instant turn one. She has 10 uses of that normally, and it's the big damage button. I don't think if it lasted 10 turns or something, just like a little bit longer, it probably wouldn't be an issue. You can use it after EX or whatever, but do you really want to do that?
Yeah, I tend to be
don't think
guilty of pressing it for the S1.
Yeah, exactly. I want the damage. I want the numbers, all right?
Yeah.
But she's actually really fun. But I do think that as FRBT units go, this is one of the few that I think you could probably run without the BT and still be really serviceable.
Yeah, serviceable because those stacks. Plus, you keep in mind as well that since the stacks goes down on enemy turns as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta look. Yeah.
Oh, they go down on
Yeah.
enemy turns too.
Yeah, they
Yep,
go down
yep.
on every turn that isn't Neon's,
Mhm.
unless you have the BT effect up, and then it's just any non-party turn.
So even with the BT, it goes down on enemy turns.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
You don't want Neon to get delayed into oblivion and then let the enemy get a fuck ton of turns, and then you'll see the stacks go down below 5.
As much as that is a negative to the character, I do like that they are designing characters that are
But yeah,
non-enemy turn after so much enemy turn that we've had in JP.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely.
And I will say, I have not played Strangers of Paradise, but I did really love playing the original Final Fantasy 1.
Mhm.
And out of the 4 fiends, the one that I always liked the best was
Marilith.
Marilith.
Yeah, let's go.
Bahamut is like right after that.
He's not a fiend.
As someone who, like I said, I didn't play Strangers of Paradise, I could feel how they were leaning into the flavor of the Marilith with this character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially on
when
the
you
skill
see-
1, where it's a 6-hit attack, and she's attacking so quickly. I'm not going to say it looks like she has extra arms, but it's not a coincidence that a Marilith has 6 arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was really cool. I said, you know what? Yes, I like this.
Yeah, the animations are great. That BT finisher, holy shit. I really love
I
Neon's BT finisher because she poses in a way like when she was Chaos Advent. I really love that small detail. Holy
Mhm.
shit.
yeah,
I do think that her costume kind of sucks though.
The Red Mage, really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the hat.
Yeah, let's go
That
for
is
the
what throws it
bandage.
off.
it
Go
reminds
for
me
the
of
bandage.
Freya.
No, me, no, no, no,
Oh no,
no.
Frey. Fucking Frey. I remember. Holy shit. Fucking human Frey. Put a red hat on everything and you'll call it Frey.
Yeah, and then it's Freya. Red coat, red hat. That's it. That's what Freya is.
Freya guy costume.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The rare W for Frey again.
So, what did you guys think of this fight?
It's
Oh, I mean, I have nothing to say because I use the synergy unit and then I use Warrior of Light for for an easy time. And I know it's noticeable that I think it's nice that we have a new kind of enemy. This is a new enemy type of enemy, but it's just usually I don't know if it is just my run, but the pattern is usually just an all attack and then an all attack that is actually does HP damage. I mean, it does gets an aura where I forgot what the aura does because I usually use neon. I use neon, of course, but I think yeah, I don't want to guess what the blue aura does, but yeah, it does that blue aura. I don't know.
The one thing that I know that it gets is it does get an aura where
Yeah, that one.
it's got, I think it's 80% brave damage reduction. Like it shoots up in addition to what it already has. And then as their force gauge increases, they gain more and more elemental absorptions.
Yeah.
So they absorb, I think it's at 80%, 80 or 90%. They absorb any element that is not fire.
Yes.
Sine Wave saying the blue aura counters any move that isn't fire with a large HP attack. I don't know if I can confirm that.
It is accurate.
Because
More
the team
reason
that I
for you.
used, I did not get countered ever. And I took Beatrix.
So they do, if you use elemental attacks while in the blue, they will unbreak your party, re-break you, and then do a group magic brave HP attack with a delay. And it's guaranteed.
Yeah,
hit.
that didn't happen. That's weird.
Who were you running with, Beatrix?
I was running Warrior of Light, Beatrix, and Seymour.
It could be that, because this is what happened with me. Warrior Light was up and running, and you just didn't notice it because it doesn't mean anything if you get broken.
Like, I never got instantly broken. I didn't get delayed, anything like that.
Oh, you just ran it,
and I
right?
let them get to like 93% on their force gauge before I hit my force time. And they survived my force time with like 1% HP because I used mine really, really early.
Did you echo?
No.
Oh. Whose force time did you use?
I used Warrior of Lights.
Oh.
I think I killed them. It was the first or second turn out of FR. And then the FR, I only got it to, I think, 500% because I didn't let them get that many turns. Because Seymour goes really, really ham. They didn't have that much HP.
No, they only have 100 mil each.
Yeah.
Which is another problem.
It really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you do 23 million damage with one LD to one target, like, they can't stand up to that. Blue Aura was HP threshold based.
So if you
okay, yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, that's possible. I ran Warrior of Light. Who else did I run? So I did the same party that I did for the 7 fight. I did Beatrix, Warrior of Light, and Orin. It was funny. I didn't know that they absorbed elements. So when Beatrix was countering and doing no brave damage, she brave gained through it anyway. She didn't care. So it's like, right, Beatrix is a busted character. And I love it.
Yeah.
I'm really happy I got Beatrix.
Yeah.
She's been an MVP for me.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a mommy.
She is a mommy.
I don't like this.
I love having Indo on. And then Wall made it so I didn't feel anything, and Orin just countering everything. Like, even though this fight was designed around an on-turn unit like Neon, I feel like they didn't punish off-turn enough, because you were still able to off-turn it really easily. And I think it's like, if you're selling an on-turn unit, make me want to on-turn. So yeah, it's a bit strange. I think, it sounds like they had kind of interesting mechanics with this whole counter non-fire elements and do a big hit and stuff, but me and you didn't notice it, Lion, so I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know if it was the
Beatrix,
execution or what, but yeah.
Beatrix literally did 0 brave damage the entire
fight
and was still chunking out 500k basically every turn.
Yeah.
They did have, I noticed, they did have a cap on how much brave gain I could get back. Because I popped in a friend selfie I literally just used her to make sure that I wasn't getting debuffed with HP damage taken up every other turn.
Right.
I definitely was not charging the gauge. Yeah. And I noticed that because I accidentally pressed her LD one time. When we were getting refund from the launch, I was doing like 1 million damage in launch, but I think I only got like 45k back. So they were definitely taxing my brave gains quite heavily. Or maybe it's just the refunds.
It could be a refund cap that they put in. I didn't notice that, but I wasn't getting many launches off. Yeah, I don't see anything here, but I'm doing a quick skim. Yeah, not enough HP again. Maybe if it had more HP, we wouldn't have pushed past those thresholds and noticed the mechanics that the fight had. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an HP thing. Like, Cloud of Darkness had, what was it, 280 million or something like that, and it had HP gates, and you had to interact with the mechanics of the stage. Where this 100 million on each one, and you can basically ignore everything that they do. This was a very badly designed fight. I think I did it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was about the same. I don't know. Was it even faster for you, Indo, running Neon +1?
It was a easy stomp because, of course, I brought the main.
Did you see any of the mechanics?
I mean, I allowed them to swing at me with these all attacks, but that's it. Because I have Warrior of Light on.
Yeah, boy.
So not much in retrospect. Just enjoying those epic animations.
Yeah. Well, you get to see a lot of them, so she does like to take those turns.
Especially S1, holy shit.
Yeah.
Still learning at that time, because in retrospect I should start Neon with the LD, but I kept pressing S1 for some reason for this fight. But hey, that's something to keep in mind for me once I'll use her again.
Yeah.
For the next Shinryu, or the 6-man, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
is it 6-man?
Is
VV
a 6 warrior? Let me check.
Food
tip. Shout out to Nidre.
Scroll up.
It says July 6-man. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then we're getting a Spiritus 1 week after. Okay, cool.
Nice. Resource.
Oh man, I didn't realize Tifa was getting FR boards with him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was on the next thing. Wow.
This is true. Yeah, this is truly my month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull on that banner because I didn't get her burst.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know. She's gonna fulfill my 7 FR conditions.
Her FR condition is really similar. I think it's crit brave damage
Single,
to a single
yeah,
enemy.
crit damage but of course I'll be using 7s because FR.
I mean, hey, you do what you gotta do.
And Fire won't be locked out since Vivi is the featured character too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm really looking forward to his BT. I know this sounds probably really stupid, but one
Go
of
ahead.
the confirmed effects that we have is that while the BT effect is up, Vivi's buffs cannot be removed unless they expire, which means functionally, especially since we saw one of his conditions is using a like an
Transformed
altered
HP
brave or
attack.
HP attack. So you can just spam double fire with him, and that's probably going to be ideal as long as you have stacks of Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I think that's really neat because I really like double fire. It's a fun button to press. I prefer that to his EX.
Yeah,
How many turns does it last for? Oh, it's 4 turns.
It's one use.
Yeah, 1 use.
It lasts for like 4 turns, but
Yes.
if you use it, it goes away.
And
Now it can't go away.
Yes, so it'll be 4. So you'll have it for 4 turns. Okay.
Or however many.
Yes, if they increase the duration, but right now it is 4 turns.
Yeah.
very hype.
So
Yeah, that's
I'm actually
very
really excited
powerful.
about this.
And another fire unit for Neon's FR condition.
Yeah, between 7, VV, and Neon, that's 3 fire units right there.
Hell yeah. Elemental Lash. Elemental Lash gonna hit even harder. Holy shit. Can't wait.
And what's great is his works with off-turn damage. So Lulu havers are going to be eaten with those cane yeets.
Why do you need Lulu? Just have Neon's BT effect up.
But what if you're not using Lulu, or not Lulu, Neon in the party? Or
What?
what if you didn't get her BT?
That sounds like a skill
Because you know they're lowering the pity cost, but they're only running them for 1 banner, so it's actually really greedy of them, and they're just trying to squeeze as much money out of us as possible before end of service.
I know, right?
I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love and hate this community. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All the people
for
who are
now-
on my side for Ticketgate, I denounce them. I disagree with them.
I like all the people that are tuning in and watching, and everybody else sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Us, y'all, loyal viewers, are the best crew we got.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, on that note, I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover here. Lion or Indo, was there anything else you guys wanted to say about anything we covered today or in general?
Yeah, not much. I think we got them all. This is
Yeah.
truly the best month. JP finally got me. to make
JP
an account.
peaked.
Oh boy.
This is it. It's all downhill now.
God.
Lion, anything else you wanted to say?
Not really. I am very upset that I finally got my 5-star off of the like the permanent banner in Genshin from like the little ascension, like the bonuses and stuff like that.
Who'd you get?
And I got a Wolf's Gravestone instead
You
of
asshole.
like
You're
Diluc
rubbing it
Regime.
in.
I don't want it. I wanted a character, goddammit.
But I need it for my D-Luke.
I would give it to you if I could.
Do you
I
wanna
would trade you
swap?
for Yes, please.
When's Genshin
I was like-
NFTs?
I was like, please, can I get a character? Please, no Chi-Chi and no Mona
Yeah.
and no Kaching. Please, just please.
Are you gonna get
Just
Klee?
once. No, I'm not.
Thank God.
She's perfectly fine. She's adorable, you know, in the story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate playing her. I did this story mission that the game basically forced me to do, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I hate this, but whatever.
Yeah, she seems boring, super boring.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you have any closing thoughts, but I am about to go do my daily shit on Genshin.
Yeah, I think I need to spend all my resin too. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Indo, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't the most noticed here.
Yeah, my closing thoughts is this is Ryan Gosling signing out. I'm about to enter my principal photography for Barbie.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Indo. Yeah.
Thank you for I swear, thank you for having me on.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
Everyone, I know y'all here are sub to Indo, but for anyone watching the VOD, if you are somehow not sub to Indo but watching this, please sub to Indo. He does great work, and is also a great runner of my challenge runs, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, your challenge is great.
Indo has fucking banging thumbnails, by the way.
Cursed.
I mean,
see, I was gonna leave that part out, but like I'm looking at these new ones, like these are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going into in terms of thumbnails like negative space, and I think most people have YouTube as dark theme, so I'm going for that one.
Yeah, that's what I have. These look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
totally agreed.
Thank you for liking these recent ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for stopping by. Here's Indo's channel in the chat. Tune in next, let's see what day, August 3rd, where we'll be going over VV and I guess whatever the Spiritus fight is.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So VV, Tifa, and whoever else comes next.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Okay. So have a good evening, everyone, and stay safe out there. Bye.
Goodbye.
Later, y'all.